you're angry over dozens of illegal RV.
Like I said, 3 years. Yeah.
Imagine waking up in the driver's seat of your car.
To liven up this world and show this world color.
U.S. housing market. Right now,
the United States housing market is about to collapse.
All right, Joe, we are now seeing the housing market absolutely...
Something is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle.
Why are there people sleeping in the airport?
I chose to live in my car for a year.
I voted to I am home.
Hello, you guys.
Imagine working a full-time job every single day, but still having nowhere to live. Across America, thousands of hard-working people are sleeping in their cars, not because they don't work, but because they simply can't afford a home anymore. In this video, we're uncovering the shocking reality behind America's growing housing crisis and why more people than ever are being forced to call their car home.
Today is day 1 of living in my car again after living in a long-term stay hotel for 45 days. Unfortunately, it was not sustainable to continue to live in the hotel. With inflation out of control, everything is going up. The hotel was going up. We just honestly couldn't afford it anymore. There's a lot of things going on right now in our country. This is not right that people are having to live in hotels and cars. But it is what it is, and we are going to make the most of it. And we have about a 3,000-mile drive ahead of us now. We are trying to get to cooler weather because where we're at right now is way too hot to be living in the car. So we're gassing up and we're getting on the road. And just want to say thank you to everybody who has sent so much love and support our way. We really appreciate it, and everything has helped so very much. So thank you all. And if you'd like to help our channel and our journey, you can buy us a cup of coffee. The link is in bio, and it really does help. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Someone recently asked me why I started doing what I do. My question back was, why the hell not? Why not delete rent out of my life and choose a home out of my car? Traveling is something that I've always wanted to do, but couldn't do because of the job that I was with not giving me time off or approving my PTO request. So after my job decided to let me go, and my apartment raising their rent over $300 more than it was, I packed up and I hit the road. I simply knew that I wasn't going to be able to keep that apartment without that job. I know some of you are probably wondering, but Katie, how the hell do you afford to live in your car? Because it's not free. While it may not be free, it's way more cheaper than having 4 walls surrounding me with all the electricity and the water and the garbage and all the extra expenses that go along with it. Nah, all I have to worry about is the rent on this baby, which is almost paid off. Now, obviously, I have a phone, which means I have a phone bill because there's internet. I also still have my car payment, and I have to afford gas and groceries and water and showers because, you know.
But none of those things compare to rent, to paying $1,500, $2,000 in rent. There's no affordable apartments in America. There's no apartments that you can go for, I don't know, fucking $700, $600, like a small place where you can like set up, right? There's no small space. There aren't any affordable apartments. They don't build it. They could build them, but they don't. So she's saying, oh, I got a phone bill. The phone bill could probably be $60, $80. Car insurance, I'm going to say $150. So we're like a little over $200. Okay. Groceries, I imagine she spends around maybe like $300 on groceries. So now we're at $500, right? And then she says showers. I mean, you can find a place to shower. Go to the gym membership, $20 a month, $30 a month. Gas, she's probably spending like, I'm going to say like $200 in gas. So right now we are at $700 a month. And then the rest, she can pocket that shit. The average American makes $15 an hour. So that's about almost $2,000 a month. She can keep $1,000 in her pocket.
Something is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Groceries are up 25% since 2020. Housing up 45%. Rent declared unaffordable in 98% of U.S. counties. People aren't downsizing. They're being priced out of existence. Right now, over 1.9 million Americans live in vehicles. That number has tripled since 2018, and it's climbing fast. Not because people want adventure, but because the system stopped working for them. Everyone feels it. The pressure, the squeeze, the quiet collapse in slow motion. But here's the part they don't want to talk about. Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement. Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone. This is the transition era, and you are watching a new America being built on wheels.
I'm in the Target parking lot right now. I'm currently eating some buckwheat that I soaked overnight, and I added grapes and a little bit of cinnamon. It's like overnight oats, but not. Oats are a bit more creamy and milky, and buckwheat tastes like the earth, but it has hella anti-cancer properties. I personally love when things taste like the earth and not processed. I know I'm like the minority there, but I love this type of food. As you can see, it was a hair wash day today, which means I need to rinse the shower off of my hair. Otherwise it gets so frizzy and it looks like I stuck my finger into an electrical socket. So let's go ahead and do that. My jug of water. Oh, that is so cold. I refill my glass jugs at the water fill stations and grocery stores, and this water is so much cleaner than the shower water. Now I can put some coconut oil in it. And just let it air dry.
I live in my car. My name's Tyler. That's Bandit right there. And we are currently on a 3,000-mile road trip across the country from the East Coast to the West Coast, trying to get to cooler temperatures to make it possible to live in the car comfortably. So come check out the setup. So the bed is a combination of a 4-inch mattress topper and a 3-inch mattress topper with some sheets and blankets. I got all my stuff here, got storage for my clothing, plenty of lights. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the little tour there. Today we were in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we spent the night here. We got a hotel because there was really bad weather and we just needed to get out of the car for one night. Gassed up, tried to do some Uber orders, did not have luck. They tried to get me to do a shop and pay order where you have to go and shop for somebody's groceries. I kid you not. I'll put the screenshot up for $1.78 to go buy somebody's groceries. Crazy. And then drive and deliver it. So, and gas is like $5 a gallon. So this is just crazy. But of course we stopped, got a pup cup, and Bandit absolutely loved it. And we made the most of it. And now we're back on the road and trying to head towards that cooler and hopefully find some Uber orders soon so we can make some money for gas. Just want to say thanks for watching, and if you'd like to support our journey and channel, you can by buying us a cup of coffee. The link is in bio, and every coffee helps as it goes towards our gas fund right now. Also, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm curious and would love to know where everybody is watching these videos from. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. I am homeless, living here in my car, even though I work often 50 to 60 hours every single week by doing food deliveries and grocery deliveries. I walk dogs and I pick up other gig work. It just isn't enough to afford rent, which is now $1,800 per month for a one-bedroom apartment. And this is for most of America, and some states are even higher than that. So this is where I live. This is my little home. And
unfortunately, I believe the longer that this goes on, this rising cost of living, the more that's going to start happening to everyday people. I think that this is going to, maybe not necessarily the new norm, but I do think, unfortunately, people living out of cars or building, living the van life or whatever it is they got to do to get by, that may be the norm for a while until we figure out how to get this cost of living under control, because it really is nuts right now. I mean, me going, my wife shopping for groceries or taking the kids just like out to eat, or if we get like run through McDonald's or something real quick. I mean, even McDonald's has gotten out of hand. I mean, sometimes I go we'll get like a burger somewhere. It's $20 for one meal per person. That's wild. And I really think a lot more people are probably going to have to, unfortunately, go to this lifestyle until times get better, which who the hell knows when that's going to happen.
So you guys are probably wondering, hey Caleb, how do you live as a 26-year-old in his car in San Diego? Well, let me show you. Let me give you a little tour. So this is the back seat area. That's my house. Now, it's not very organized, but I generally will keep all my clothes right there. And it just sits there. It's all clean clothes, but it sits right there. So as you guys can see, I literally sleep in the trunk. I have to slide in there every night, and this is how I do it. I'll show you right now. It's very awkward to do, but this is what I do. I just go in like this. You know what I'm saying? Slide up in here, and bam. I got some stuff. I know, ignore that Spider-Man. But I got a light, a fan. I have bottles over here, like water, if I need tissues or anything. I just lay back here. And it's not really comfortable, but it's better than being on the street. So this is how I live. A very big annoying thing is just pulling myself out of the trunk of my car every day. And it's just a pain. It's annoying. And if I hang out with someone, if I ever do, I just move my laundry in the back. And, that seat's available. If I have to pee, I'll go in bottles if I don't have a bathroom around me. Number two, clearly, I have to find a place. Yeah.
I avoided the unreasonable cost of housing in San Francisco by sleeping in a converted Nissan NV200. I'm going to teach you things like how to find parking spots where no one will bother you, how to apply for a job without an address, and how you can not only save money by not paying rent, you can even find a better paying job by living in your car. By the end of this video, you'll have an understanding of what this lifestyle can look like for you. So let's get started. Van life has gotten so much attention over the years for its unique lifestyle of constant travel and life on the road. But I adopted van life not for this nomadic lifestyle, but as a way to live in cities that would not have been accessible with traditional housing. I'm able to stay in cities for as long as I like without the pressure of being priced out, and I can move to different cities anytime I want. Moving anywhere that's accessible by car no longer requires looking for housing, signing a lease, packing all my belongings, or dealing with housemates. I just pick a city and start driving. With the stealth camping setup, you can do that too. You can stealth camp in any vehicle. It doesn't have to be a van. A sedan is possible, but more challenging, while an SUV will be more comfortable. There are many examples of clever camper setups in small vehicles, so there's a lot of room for creativity. As long as you can figure out a way to create a comfortable bed in your car and feel safe sleeping in it at night, you have a car worthy of stealth camping in. Here are some tips on how to make any vehicle more stealthy. The first one is window tint. On my van here, I have 35% tint on these front side windows and 85% on my windshield. If I was stealth camping in a passenger vehicle like the CRV, I would completely black out the back windows with 5% limo tint and 20 to 35% tint on the front windows. I would also black out the rear windshield too with 5% tint and either 70 to 80% for the front windshields. My next tip is to add dark color curtains behind your driver and front passenger seat. The combination of blackout tint and curtains will create complete privacy in the back space of your vehicle. My last tip is to add wind deflectors to your windows. You want to keep your windows cracked open while you're sleeping for fresh air and to reduce condensation building up on the inside of your windshield. These deflectors are great because they allow you to keep your windows open even when it's raining or snowing. And most importantly, they hide the fact that your windows are cracked open. Once you have a car that you feel ready to self-camp in, try it out for one night in the city or on a weekend camping trip and see how it feels. From there, you can get a sense of what's lacking and figure out what you can do to improve it. The best way to find a long-term parking spot is to first scout for locations using Google Maps. There's really no limit to where you can find parking in a city. It could be in a commercial zone, residential, or anything in between. The goal is to find a spot where people pay little attention to your vehicle or just don't care if you're sleeping in your car. Here's a couple tips you can follow. Park on streets where other cars are parked at night. Busy neighborhoods or...
I chose to live in my car for a year. And that means I wasn't paying rent, I was saving a lot of money, and I was able to travel all around the US catching up with friends and family. Now, this was a little while ago, and I slept for that year in my Tesla Model Y. I'm 6 foot 3 inches tall, and yet this was more than enough space. It worked out really well, and if you've ever considered adventuring this way, keeping costs low, being able to get up and go anytime, feel free to check out my other videos. And if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm pretty responsive, so feel free to reach out. And as always, I really appreciate your support, so feel free to click that like button and follow along for more videos.
U.S. housing market. Right now, this should be the busiest time of the year for sellers, but surprise, it's not. Sales are slowing down. It's definitely not what we expected. Here's what's going on. Sellers are outnumbering buyers by 43%. That's right, 43%. We haven't seen a gap like this in over a decade. It's a real shift, and it's making things tough. Now, buyers, they're walking away from deals more than ever before. 13.4% of contracts are being canceled. Why? Well, mortgage rates are around 6%, double what many people locked in a couple of years ago. A lot of people are uncertain about their job security, and the talk about changes in the economy is causing some hesitation. It's totally understandable why they're taking a step back. And you'd think that if people can't buy, they just rent, right? But that's not happening either. Rent prices aren't dropping, but nearly 40% of rental listings are offering incentives to attract tenants. Landlords are feeling the pressure, but prices are still staying high.
People in a Brooklyn community are angry over dozens of illegal RVs and campers that are parked there. A viewer reached out to tell us the people who do this don't face any consequences. This is unfolding in Red Hook at the intersection of Clinton and Bay Streets, right near Red Hook Park.
So a new community has sprung up in this particular neighborhood, but longtime residents of this neighborhood aren't exactly thrilled with their new neighbors. However, with the costs to live in New York spiraling out of control, with everything from groceries to utilities costing an arm and a leg, it was only a matter of time before somebody realized that living in an RV with a generator was the way to go to save money. And even though residents here aren't making a mess and are cleaning up after themselves, their presence here is technically illegal.
For more than a year, Red Hook residents say parts of their streets are permanently occupied by campers and recreational vehicles, creating concerns around safety and sanitation.
If I ran a generator 24/7, I would be ticketed. If I parked my car on the street and had no inspection stickers, if I had a trailer with no inspection sticker or registration, I would be towed.
For a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, it was $5,900. That seems pretty absurd.
Being over $2,000 for like a small 1-bedroom, groceries being like $300 when you go to Costco. How are we supposed to afford anything in New York?
In a city where the answer to questions like, is there available housing and is it affordable, is so often no. Top officials have branded their push to build new housing the city of yes.
Allow for a little more housing in every neighborhood.
I spoke off camera with one of the men who live in these campers. He tells me it's one of the few places he can park without getting a ticket, and that he moves his vehicle every 2 days. Members of this community say that's just not true.
This guy's been here all summer. He's got his extended cab bumped out into traffic, has the audacity to put down a cone.
So illegal RVs are taking over a quiet residential neighborhood in the heart of Brooklyn. But what nobody's talking about is even though some people are willing to go to surprisingly great lengths to stay in New York, the city itself isn't doing anything to help them. In fact, you could say that New York is making the whole affordability problem here even worse. Because although over the last few years the cost of living here has gone up due to factors our leaders can't control, like rampant inflation, which makes your milk just as expensive as a Big Mac, nothing has been done to fight this, like like building apartments in desolate parts of town like this to help bring down prices, which are so high the city experienced a net population loss of 80,000 people last year, who probably decided it was cheaper to live outside of New York than to try and tough it out here in an apartment they can't afford. Which brings us to the real reason why we've now got communities of people living in vehicles parked in residential neighborhoods just like this. They've got a reason to be here, a reason so strong that they'll do whatever it takes to stay, but the only place they can stay is in a car parked on the side of the road. But as you're about to see, there's no shortcut to living in the Big Apple, and now that this
Oh boy, try my best not to cry. Trying to get through this with no tears. I have recently been turned homeless. I am packing what I can, what I'm physically able to, into my car. I will be living out of my car for I don't know how long. I have no money, no savings. Can't work right now because I had an accident a week ago and I've been in the hospital. I had to have hip surgery. So that's just another layer. I'm probably going to turn to another story time of why it is my partner's grandparents. I've been living at their garage apartment. It's up above their garage apartment for about a couple years, and they are kicking me out. I'm going to film a story time about that more in depth. I just want to make something follow my story. So yeah, I live in the Baton Rouge area. There is literally no resources. I was discharged from the hospital yesterday and they could not find me a place. So yeah, and I'm a dog, and that's one of the main reasons I'll be living out one of the main reasons I'm deciding to live out of the car is because I refuse to leave him behind. Extremely stressed out is an understatement. So I'm trying my best to pack. The hospital got one of those canes down. It's down at the bottom of the stairs for me, so I'm using this in a rolling chair right now. But all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, how am I going to get anything down the stairs and into my car? I don't have anybody here to help me. The people that do live here are in their late 80s, early 90s. Like, they handicapped themselves. They can't help me. So now I'm trying to decide if I should just pack just one suitcase and like blankets and pillows and maybe a couple of tote bags, like TJ Maxx tote bags. And I already told her I would have to come back and like when I'm more healed and finish packing up, my knickknacks, my sentimental stuff, things of that nature. But right, I just threw my shower stuff in this basket. I have no organization stuff, no packing stuff. Again, been in the hospital past week, post hip surgery, had an accident falling down those stairs. So I'm terrified. Been in physical therapy though at the hospital. I was able to make it up the stairs to get into here last night okay. But she wants me gone early this morning by 8. But I'm gonna try my best. If it's 8, I'm doing what I can. And again, I'll post a story time more in depth about it. And of course, I've got in my brain being like, I could pull the law out and say you can't, I have such time to be, this is an illegal eviction. I could argue, what's the point? So I'm gonna continue to pack. I'm already like sweating. And that's one of my biggest things right now is it's so hot down here. Oh, there's something else. Part of me is like, okay, I could just go to the West Coast where it's cooler, right? During the day. I'm married to a methadone clinic. I know people have very strong opinions about that. It's kept me sober for a couple of years. And detoxing off of that is not something I can do in a car at all. Going into rehab is not something I could do with the dog. So I'm going to continue to do that. And obviously there's other methadone clinics. So eventually that will be the plan. And another fun fact, my insurance decided to drop me this past Saturday. And that's what pays for methadone clinic. So I don't even know how I'm going to, when I go this morning for my dose, I don't even know how I'm going to get it. you know, I'm going to talk to them and see what they can do, given my situation. Hopefully they can help. Louisiana, there's literally like no resources to help addicts, mentally ill people, especially no insurance. So I did reapply. And that's the only reason why I got to stay in the area, is because I did reapply for my insurance, and everything being mailed comes to this address, and I need to be around here at least till I get that stuff done. So my big thing is, I was thinking, well, I can go to Walmart and use one of their scooters to get organization stuff and just things that I like, a portable AC unit. I've already been looking at doing so much research, but I'm a dog, and he's a registered emotional service pet, but he's trained, but not I can't do it. And having him on, so I'm gonna see about trying to even go doggy daycare today, even though it's his first time. I don't know. I think the first time I have to be there. I don't know. I don't know, because I can leave him in the car running, but I'm gonna be a while because I'm gonna have to be on the scooter, and I'm scared to leave my car running. Like, I don't have any friends or everybody always have friends. I have no friends, no family. So anyways, I'm gonna pack, and I guess I'll be back. I am absolutely pouring sweat. I was able to take a good shower last night, which I so needed because I've been in the hospital for a week without a shower, and I'm pouring sweat. I already know I'm gonna stink, and I don't even know when I'm gonna be able to take a shower next. I know gym memberships. I can't go out Planet Fitness. Just long story short, I owe them like hundreds of dollars because I didn't cancel my gym membership properly. But I know, like, I was looking at it, and I think Crunch is like a week free, and they have showers. But again, I have a dog. So, and I'm going up and down a flight of stairs with the cane. Try to load everything up into my car. I've got hopefully just 2 more trips to go to just get what I can today. I'm obviously, my goal is to get a storage unit and obviously get my knickknacks and just things that are important to me. I'm trying not to think about everything at once, just take it one step at a time. I would love to be able to just take a rinse-off shower before I got in the car. It's 8:06 right now. Should have gone by 8, but I'm doing the best I can, seriously. Alright, we'll check in later. Alright, we went to the clinic. Thankfully, there was no issues. I was just scared about the insurance. I don't know if the clinic has not caught up or not. My counselor wasn't there, or the financial person isn't, and honestly, like, I was just so, like, I was just sweating. I'm still sweaty because, like, I just wanted to get my medicine, get in, get out. I'll talk to him on Monday because nobody will be there over the weekend. I am sitting in like a Walmart Kohl's parking lot under some shade. Took him potty, rearranged some stuff so there's more room for him in the back. My freaking cane takes up so much room. I just gotta organize and rearrange. I did stop crying. I'm just trying to focus on one small little task at a time. I need to get my oil changed today, so I'm going to try to the most. I need to do that. I downloaded the Outlander app. It looks so crazy. The Outlander app, and basically what I thought would be safe around here to sleep in, so that's cool. It's safe, so that's cool to have. So anyways, I'm going to the gas station, use the bathroom, wash my hands, and then it's 1:06. I haven't eaten today, and I could tell. Like, started feeling nauseous, get something to eat. My tongue's all blue. I did get myself a Sonic drink. And then get my oil change. And I just maybe try to find somewhere where I can take a nap. I'm so exhausted. I haven't slept good in like a week, just being at the hospital. And I may just end the video here. I'm not sure. I may check back in. So yeah. Just got me a sandwich real quick from Panera, and now I'm gonna go get my oil change at Take 5. I called, and they seem to be the only place that I can not really afford it, but I'm gonna be living in my car, and my oil change has been due, and my oil already had to put some in it today because it was scaring me. The thing was going off, so I'm gonna do that. But anyways, I'm gonna run out of time. I'll probably just make another video for tonight where I'll find where I'm gonna sleep. Okay. All right. Bye.
Hello, you guys. I am currently homeless and living in my car, and it's been over a week, or I think it's been about a week since I've posted a video on here on TikTok. And a lot of you have been asking, where have I been? Why haven't you been posting? Why haven't you been going on live? And it's because I have been going through it. A lot of you are not gonna like what I'm about to say, but unfortunately, I did have to quit my job at the laser place that I was at. The main reason why I had to quit my job was because the laser machine kept malfunctioning, which means that it kept faulting, like it wasn't working properly or correctly. And I brought it up to my manager multiple times, like, hey, this is beyond my control. Can you please call the maintenance guy to come in and fix the machine? And not only did it keep slowing me down within my daily schedule of clients, the clients that I had on my laser table who were butt as naked, by the way, they started to get uncomfortable and they kept asking me questions like, hey, what's going on with the laser? The laser would stop working in the middle of a treatment. And it was so embarrassing and it was so uncomfortable, and I started to get so much anxiety. And I brought it up to my manager multiple times, like, hey, the laser is malfunctioning. There's not much that I can do here. I tried to fix it multiple times. It was something about the cryogen and how it needed to purge out the bubbles. The laser can detect when there's bubbles stuck inside of the cryogen. So I would try to purge out the bubbles, but it would never stop. Like, I would purge out the bubbles, I would hit on the button to purge out the bubbles, and it just kept saying the same thing. Like, mind you, I remember one time I was purging out the bubbles for 45 minutes. Just trying to get this laser to work. And my client kept getting mad at me, she kept getting pissed, like, and she said, you know what, I'll just come back later. So I kept telling my manager, like, hey, please call the maintenance guy, because this is beyond me at this point. She had claimed to call the maintenance guy, but I trusted her with that. But literally the next day, same shit started happening again. The machine kept telling me to purge out the bubbles, purge out the bubbles, purge out the bubbles. I purged out the bubbles for like 20, 30, 40 minutes, and it still kept saying the same thing. So I told my manager, like, hey, I'm really sorry, but I don't know why you're not calling the maintenance guy. The last guy that you talked literally didn't do shit to the machine. So it just started to get really uncomfortable because my manager wasn't the one dealing with the clients. It was me. I was the one in the laser treatment trying to get this fuck ass machine to start working or to continue working, and nothing was happening. So clearly my manager didn't give a fuck about the machine or the treatment or the clients. So unfortunately, I couldn't continue to keep working there because it was just so uncomfortable in front of the client. Mind you, this happened to me like 6 or 7 times. This wasn't a one-time thing. Like, it happened multiple times. Post another video about this was because I wanted to get another job before I started posting on TikTok again, because a lot of you gave me shit for the last job that I quit, which is understandable. Like, I understand why, but it's not your life, it's mine. I have just been struggling. I've been struggling mentally. I've been struggling with my anxiety. I've been very sad this past week. That's why I haven't been posting. That's why I haven't been going on live, because I don't want to post whenever I'm feeling low and like shitty about myself, because like, I don't want to go on live and like having a terrible attitude, you know what I mean? Like, or like with low energy or like feeling sad. Like, I want to go on live interacting with you guys when I'm happy and like with a good attitude, with good energy towards you guys. But that's the thing about social media, at least with my social media. I'm trying my hardest to be authentic with my life. I'm obviously documenting one of the hardest times in one of the hardest phases of my life right now, with me being homeless and sleeping in my car. So I feel like I need to show up regardless if I'm going through even more shitty things. So yes, I am done with that job. I'm sorry if that makes you mad. If it makes you mad, how do you think it makes me feel? Because I didn't want to quit my job. Like, I actually did like my job. I did not feel so micromanaged at that job. Like, I liked it. I liked my clients. I like how it wasn't so fast paced. And I just liked it in general. Also, another reason why I had to quit that job was because it was 30 miles away from where I'm at. I was driving 40 minutes just to get to that specific location. And I know what you're asking. You're homeless. You live in your car. Why don't you just sleep closer to that area? Because I know you guys are so concerned about my safety, and trust me, I am also very concerned about my safety. That the spot that I worked at was more in like a rural area. It was more like closer to the city. I just know that I wouldn't have felt safe if I did sleep closer to my job. But yeah, so far I've been trying so hard to look for another job. So this past week I've had 2 interviews, one for McDonald's and one for a waxing place. None of them have called me back. McDonald's, I did have the interview. They told me that they were going to call me by the end of the day on Monday, and right now it's Wednesday. But regardless, here's the footage of my last day from my last job, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I just got done with my last client and I'm done for today. So let's go ahead and clean up my treatment room. Okay, so now let's go ahead and turn off the laser. Leave that key there. Over here. Okay, so now I'm spraying down the pencils with Cavicine. Now I'm gonna wipe down the laser goggles. Now let's clean the barbicide. Okay, you guys, everything is clean. I forgot to show you, but I already moisturized my face. Good night.
This isn't just one person's story. It's a growing reality for thousands of Americans. If this video opened your eyes, leave your thoughts in the comments and share it so more people can see what's really happening. Don't forget to subscribe to Amero Grind for more documentaries exposing the economic issues shaping everyday life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.